So Resident Evil Requiem finally came out, and I enjoyed it. Here's my thoughts. On an off note, I've been busy. Just haven't been working on my YouTube channel as much because I'm doing school, watching JJK, the calling game's going crazy right now, playing RE9 and Bloodborne, and just having to do with volunteer hours outside of school. Like, goddamn. Like, I'm busy as hell right now. But now I'm locked back in, so let's just get straight into the video. The hype over Requiem was so fun, and watching those reveals at Summer Game Fest and the Game Awards was just like, it was so hype. When the game came out, it delivered. I'm gonna be real with you. Resident Evil Requiem, it was a good game. I feel like Resident Evil has become like a formula. And when you do the formula right, it's just bound to end up good. I really enjoyed the characters, Grace, Leon, Victor. I don't think I like Zeno that much, but I'll get more to that later. So the gameplay. I'm just gonna split into two because Leon and Grace's gameplay is just so different. Mind you, Requiem isn't my first Resident Evil game. I did play on the mainline Resident Evil games besides original Resident Evil 1, 2, and the Revelations games. I still gotta get to those, but I'll get around eventually. I got into Resident Evil in like December of 2024. I played the first one and I really enjoyed this. I was like, okay, let me just get into the series. I'll play all of them. They seem fun. So, I'm gonna start with Grace's gameplay. Grace's sections, especially the Care Center, bro, was so fun. It just felt like a really good example of what survival horror can be. I feel like there always needs to be a character who is like truly terrified in gameplay for the Resident Evil formula to work. And I don't mean like a super weak character. I don't think Grace is a weak character at all, but she's not doing like flips and parries like Leon. She's not doing like perfect dodges like Jill, stuff like that. Or she's not throwing haymakers like Chris. I thought Grace's gameplay was pretty scary, especially the first part where the girl appears and you have to find the fuse to open the gate. That part in Insanity, bro, it was pretty scary. I won't lie, because the girl's pretty fast now. I did 2 playthroughs, one on regular with third person and the other with Insanity with third person. Not third person, my bad, excuse me, with first person. The Care Center and Insanity is hard as hell. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. It was still fun, but I did die. I did die a lot. I think I enjoyed third person more than the first person. Honestly, I like seeing the characters and their movements, and there's nothing wrong with first person whatsoever. I just enjoyed third person more. As a map layout, I think the Care Center was one of the best maps in Resident Evil. It wasn't a hassle. Like, I wasn't annoyed to explore it or like go do some runbacks for like the puzzles and stuff. It was very connected. I could remember where everything was pretty easily, and that just made everything so fun and not kind of a slog. I don't think I really had to use my map a ton for runbacks at all. Like, I just knew where everything was. I feel like having a good map is so important to replay the game. Like, let's compare maps. Let's do the Care Center and the Spencer Mansion from RE1. The Spencer Mansion was so fun. I could probably replay it again on a harder difficulty over and over again, bro. It's very connected. So is the Care Center as well. And I was thinking, okay, what if RE1 got another remake with the RE engine? It would be great, because I feel like the way they handled the Care Center, like everything was just so connected. They can make the Spencer Mansion probably even better. I don't think Capcom would drop the ball with the RE1 remake, considering how RE9 did. That would be foolish of them to hold back on that remake. But the blood stuff was pretty unique with Grace. Sure, it would have been fine if Grace could just use gunpowder to make bullets and stuff, but it isn't really that big of a deal. And T-coins are so abundant compared to RE7 and RE8, I think. I'd have to replay those games to see, because it's been so long since I played Village and Biohazard. Let's talk about the enemies that Grace encounters. You got your basic zombies, blisterheads, singing zombies, and obviously the girl. Blisterheads or whatever, they aren't that annoying. But geez, the singing ladies, dude, they get irritating on Insanity, especially in that one room. You need to find the corrosive, and there's like 5 enemies or 5 zombies in that room. Good lord. Use the knife, the rip knife. If you're playing Insanity and you get your hands on the rip knife, use it, bro. It does so much damage. And just like try to stagger or try to lure some of the zombies. Like, do some jukes, like break their ankles and stab them. That's all you gotta do. The girl, I think it's a good pursuer, especially for like scare factor. When you're in the basement, you need all the fuses to save Emily. She's kind of scary, and when you need to open the hatch to finish her off for good, like that part, it was pretty tense. When you had to turn the crank and turn on the power, and she was sneaking up on you, you can hear her footsteps, right, as she was chasing after you. She's fast and insanity, I think. I think she's faster. I'm not sure. I'd have to compare. But I do have a complaint about the girl. I kind of wish Grace had like a full boss fight with her. But I felt like that wasn't going to be happening with the amount of ammo they give in Grace's sections. For God's sake, Leon gives Grace one bullet in the Requiem Magnum, and that's it. Mind you, in Insanity, to find Grace's gun, you gotta go to the bar lounge and pick up the gun besides the safe. And 3 zombies are there, including the singing lady, which was just a hassle to get. Make sure you use empty bottles so you can have an unpleasant time on Insanity, especially when you're not decked out with ammo and guns. But if I had to pick the worst Grace section, it'd probably be the basement. It just wasn't that interesting for me. Like, I didn't hate it, but I didn't really like it. The courtyard lab, it was good, like the blood where Victor, you know, does his thing and blows up the basement. It was nasty too, with all the blood and stuff. Victor talking to himself, laughing, and then slamming the door on his way out was pretty funny. The worst section in RE9 gotta be the orphanage. Like, on the first playthrough it's fine, but when you replay it, it's actually so boring. Like, you should be able to skip that BS after the first playthrough. Arc section. Arc section was pretty fun, actually. It wasn't too stretched out, but it wasn't too short for Grace. Thank God we have acid bottles to deal with the liquors, because if we didn't, it would be a pain to deal with them. But yeah, that's all I really have to say for Grace's gameplay. Care Center. Like, Care Center was like one of the best survival horror sections I played in Resident Evil. Like, I think it's up there with RE1, like, type of survival horror. Alright, Leon's gameplay. I think Leon is spectacular. In Resident Evil 9, you got all the parries, all the crazy guns. I like this hatchet. But once I got to Insanity, I switched to the Mortal Edge real fast because he was starting to piss me off. I'm not gonna lie to you. I liked Leon overall. He was good in gameplay. I did enjoy his time in Raccoon City, Ark, and the Care Center. But that place, before you go to the center of Raccoon City, where you need to like collect the detonators to blow up the gate, it's not the greatest of sections. I'm gonna be real with you. On the first playthrough, it just felt so stretched out to me. I didn't really enjoy it that much. I didn't hate it. I don't think I hated anything in this game, but there were some parts where I wasn't in love with. I'll tell you that. However, Leon riding his motorcycle and shooting Victor was awesome. On Insanity, I think I started to dislike Leon's gameplay just a little bit more. I genuinely think Grace was more fun than Leon at some points. Care Center Grace section was just, I don't know, it just kind of mogs everything else in the game. Leon in the starting area of the game, where you haven't gotten any upgrades and you're in Insanity, bro. He's so bad. Especially in the, whatchamacallit, rehabilitation ward, where the chainsaw doctor cuts up the nurse in front of Leon. Dude, Leon does no damage. He barely staggers anything. I feel like the chainsaws suck complete ass in RE9. It's actually so bad. When I kill the zombie with a chainsaw, and it drops the chainsaw right, the chainsaw has to spin around, so I can't pick it up. But for some reason, a zombie can just run forward and pick it up, no issue. Who cares if you lose alarm? Dude, I needed that chainsaw. And the worst part about the chainsaw, it's so damn slow in Insanity. And the zombies can still pack you up while you're swinging a chainsaw. And you do so much damage on Insanity that it's just annoying to use the chainsaw. Like, Leon might sometimes do a cool attack with the chainsaw where he goes deep into the chest and he starts shredding a zombie, but then he kicks it. He kicks the zombie away with the chainsaw in his chest. You weren't supposed to do that. Do you know how annoying it is to even get it first? Right? And it's just a bad design with the chainsaws. I just hate using them. And on Insanity, when you fight the chainsaw man in the gas station, like before you get to Raccoon City, you have to sync up your attacks with the zombie or else it'll just kill you. Like, they want you to clash with it. It was just annoying. Like, I died twice because I didn't know you had to clash with it. I was just swinging at it because it's a chainsaw. You should be able to kill it instantly. It was still fun though, but I just think Grace is more entertaining. Don't get me wrong, Leon is still crazy fun. I'm glad Leon's action isn't the entire game though. I feel like RE6 suffers from too much action. That's why the game is like poorly received. Like Resident Evil needs survival horror. You need puzzles. You need resource management. That's what makes the game Resident Evil. Having a mix of both made the game low-key amazing. Hands down, I truly think making Leon the action part and Grace like scary part, good decision. Made the game so much better than full action. Let's talk about Leon's boss fights though. The chunky baby, he's whatever. He's a bum. I could care less about him. The spider boss fight sucks complete ass. I hate it. It's so annoying on its sanity, and it's such a drag. It's such a drag, bro. I hate that spider. There's so, dude, the amount of ammo you just have to shoot on that spider. I think I used like 5 magnum bullets. Just, goddamn, bro. And Mr. X, he was a great fight with the parries and stuff. There's not much to say about him. I mean, he wasn't really that hard. Honestly, I think I had a harder time on normal than insanity for Mr. X. I don't know how, but I guess it's because of the mortal edge. You get the mortal edge earlier. Hunk fight was hard. I won't lie. Missing one parry gave him so many openings. And that little feint he does, bro. I got cooked so many times. The amount of times I saw the execution animation for me. I don't know. He was good. He was good. He was good. Victor, awesome fight. It was so fun with the parries as well. But pairing a rocket launcher, it's a little too ridiculous. I won't lie. But it's still cool. Like, I don't really care. Chris punched a boulder. Who cares? But I'm not sure if Chris could beat Leon anymore, considering Leon could pair a rocket launcher because he just can, you know? Guys, while I was editing this video, I just realized I completely forgot about the Plant 42 boss, right? Before you get to Arc. Honestly, that boss was just whatever. I completely forgot to add that to the video. I'm just gonna add it with my voice. I'm not even gonna add footage for that. That boss is whatever. I don't care. So I'm gonna end it off with the story and characters. I don't necessarily have a big deal with story in general in most games. I do like Resident Evil stories, but I wasn't really like that deep into it. I never really played it for the story. I'm not sure if Spencer in RE9 contradicts himself in previous games. I'd have to go watch a whole lore video on that. I'm not really too tapped into the story like that. Like, I don't know every single detail. I mean, I played all the mainline games besides 1 and 2 original, but I'll get to them. I'll get to them soon. You know, I don't have a whole lot to say about it. Besides, it just didn't. It didn't seem like it was ass. Okay, that's all I gotta say. I'm not really a story guy. But the characters, Grace is a good character. Glad we have like a terrified character, and now like a backflipping demon all the time. I like Leon. He's a good pick for the game. But man, if I'm being for real, Leon, Jill, and Claire should all be in the game. I don't really care if it's gonna be going. I don't really care if it's gonna be packed. Just make it work. Just do it. This is Raccoon City. They need to be here, especially Jill and Claire, and Leon. Don't exclude Leon just because he's in there. Right? Everybody who was in Raccoon City deserved the chance. I mean, Sherry, whatever. She's like she's working comms for Leon. Whatever, I can get past that. Claire's probably gonna get her Code Veronica remake, but Jill Loki has nothing. Jill doesn't have anything lined up for her. Like, RE5 could get a remake, but we're not seeing that anytime soon. Like, I guess you can get a remake of RE5 in the next 5 years, but it's not gonna be 2027 or 2028. I don't hate that Leon's in the game. I just think all of them should have been included. Either Jill or Claire could have tagged along with Leon. I don't see how that would spark any complaints. It would just be exciting. And Jill didn't even go to the Raccoon Police Department station in RE3 remake, which is disappointing. And it would have been cool to see how she responds to the RPD in present time. But nah, we can't have everything, bro. Claire got a keychain, that's all she got. Jill didn't even get a mention. Sherry didn't even mention Claire. Come on. Come on. Come on. And this absolute mockery of Claire, dude. Ada Wong's interesting, I guess. If I'm being honest, screw Ada Wong. Bruh, get Jill and Claire instead. Okay, listen, I don't hate Ada. but I'm kind of glad she isn't bothering Leon in this game. The shit she does in the past games kind of pisses me off. She helps Leon. She does this and that. She takes the virus with the serum, betrays Leon, and then fucks off. That's all she does, bro. And I swear, if they somehow find a way to make Ada take Elpis from Leon again, I'm gonna lose it, okay? I'm gonna lose it. But honestly, I'm rooting for Jill. She's a cool character, just deserves more. I don't really like what happened to her in RE5. They kind of just sideline her, and that's it for a character. Alyssa Ashcroft is weird. I feel like Alyssa is kind of a waste. She's like a returning character from Outbreak Files, but then she just gets slimed out in the first 30 minutes of the game. So I'm like, okay, sure, could you give us a remake of Outbreak Files so that we could play as Alyssa? Like, why? Why would you kill her off that soon? I don't understand why they would do that. They did all that marketing for her just to take her out. I should talk about the ending now. I enjoyed the ending. Happily ever after, Emily isn't dead, which is good, and she lives out her days with Grace. Cool. That's a solid ending. I don't know what else. Like Resident Evil. Has Resident Evil ever had a sad ending? Where the main characters didn't win? I don't think so. RE1, no. RE2, no. Nope, I don't know if they ever had a game where where the main character died or the main character lost something great. I hope you see Leon and Chris. I mean, I guess Raccoon City blowing up was a bad ending. Not necessarily a bad ending, just a, you know, horrible decision for like the in-game characters, like how they felt. But anyway, I hope we see Leon and Chris finally team up in the near future. Actually, I just hope Leon, Chris, Rebecca, Jill, Claire, all of them team up in the next game. That would be cool. It would just be cool to have all of them work together. Like, if the DLC, RE9, if Requiem, I might have to make another follow-up video on Requiem's DLC, like, speculation. If the DLC is just Chris again, add someone along with him, please. Please, just please, bro, please. If Chris goes 3 for 3, I'm gonna be disappointed. I'm still gonna play it because I like Chris, but like, come on, let's nudge some other characters too. Victor was an interesting villain. He had nice voice acting, didn't seem boring, right? However, Zeno is a pure bum. Zeno should have had a boss fight with Leon. He lost his powers due to Elpis and then gets beheaded by Victor, and that's it. He has no aura like Wesker. He looks dumber than Wesker. He's overall a wasted bum. Even Victor calls him a shitty imitation. But anyway, that's all I have to say for Requiem. I would rate the game 10 out of 10, really. If you give the game an 8 or a 9 or a 10, I wouldn't be mad. I would not be mad. Props to Capcom and its developers. Can't wait for Resident Evil. Let me know how you guys feel about this game, and I'll catch you guys next time.